living. So the youth, there is no chopping for the youth again. So the youth now have to move to go and meet the Union people. Union people fight Roma Hollow people. So that is how this problem takes start since yesterday. This morning I'm sleeping. This morning after I take my children to school, I started hearing noise. Come here, see Roma Hollow youth with a knife and stick. They chase all the whole keke people. Then they protest.
Moving on now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is yet to confirm the reported invitation of the former governor of Rivers State, Peter Odili, to answer questions about the alleged misappropriation of money during his administration. The EFCC head of media and publicity, Dele Oyewole, and Director of Public Affairs, Wilson Owujare, are yet to respond to calls and text messages from our correspondent. Recall that the anti-graft agency said it will reopen the books to probe the former governor of Rivers State, Peter Odili, more than 16 years after he left office. As you may know, in 2008, Odili approached a federal high court and was granted a perpetual injunction stopping the FCC, its chairman and other operatives from investigating the financial books of the Rivers State government, including himself or any official of the state, on the subject matter. It is not clear if the recent probe of the former governor has any link with the political crisis in the state. Mr. Odili is believed to be in support of Governor Siminalayi Fubara, who has been at loggerheads with his predecessor, Nyesom Wike. In other news, stakeholders are criticizing the invitation of the 9 commissioners who recently resigned from the State Executive Council at the Martin Amihule-led River State House of Assembly for rescreening. Elder statesman Anab Saraiwe says whatever decision is taken by the Assembly is illegal.
And whatever they do is illegal. Whatever the Assembly do in the face of the law is illegal. So they have no right to even call themselves donors of that or something in line with whether the governor directs them or not. What they are doing is purely illegal. One thing I know, the judge said okay, but when he got to that position, he insulted the judge several times. And he's also the person who is making the difference between him and Fubara to get the job. The judge are not bothered about whatever the antics of wicked.
Also, Zoe Tamonotonye of the Rivers Emancipation Movement described the move as an act of lawlessness and a blatant disregard for the rule of law.
We firmly kick against this invitation. It amounts to the height of lawlessness, disregard to the rule of law, and lack of shame by those who are meant to protect the law and lead by example. The face behind this banana republic and the cohorts of the APC constituency House of Assembly members are bent on rewriting the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria obnoxiously for their selfish interests against the will and aspirations of Rivers people.
On the spot, the convener of the People's Advocate Courage in Surumovu says the move is against the people's will.
So any act that emanates from that assembly will be illegal. So those commissioners, by the time we're done with all of these court proceedings, they will not have a standing that is signed up to defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He shouldn't put politics above the Constitution. If the governor will not stand up to defend the Constitution, which is swore to, then we will stand up and defend the Constitution, and in future we will remind him of this misconduct.
Recall that the Martins Amihule-led assembly invited the 9 former commissioners to appear before it on Wednesday for screening and confirmation as commissioners as part of the peace agreement signed in Abuja. Lawmaker Enemy George told our correspondent that the governor nominated the names of the resigned commissioners to the House. The River State government is yet to speak on this. In other news, the leader of the minority caucus in the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, has demanded the sanction of appeal court justices over the removal of Plateau lawmakers. Chinda Kingsley said this in a statement today in Abuja. He said the justices who handled the case should be reprimanded to serve as a deterrent to other judges who might want to tread such a path in the future. Meanwhile, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike is facing backlash as many express anger over the recent abduction in Abuja. As you may know, 6 sisters and their father were kidnapped in the Buari Area Council of the FCT by bandits. The gunmen had released the girl's father with an instruction to raise 60 million naira ransom. 2 days later, the hoodlums killed the eldest of the siblings, Nabiha Al-Qadriya, and 2 other victims, and increased the ransom to 100 million naira after the father of the girl told them they were only able to raise about 30 million naira. The killing of Nabiha, despite crowdfunding effort on social media to raise the ransom, sparked anger among Nigerians. The sisters were among the 23 other abducted by the bandits who reportedly killed a policeman and injured another one during the attack. Nabiha was a 400-level student at Ahmadu Bello University. A media report indicates that the FCT minister needs to prioritize the security of the Federal Capital Territory and not the political structure of River State. Still to come, NAFDAC dismisses report of circulation of low-quality paracetamol. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back. President Bola Tinubu has asked Nigerians not to be worried about the mass exodus of young professionals to other countries. Tinubu, who made the call in Imo State, said more Nigerians will be trained to fill the vacancies that exist as a result of those relocating overseas. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, says there is no evidence of the circulation of low-quality paracetamol in the country. In a statement, NAFDAC's media consultant Sayo Akintola assured the public of its vigilance in safeguarding the nation's health. Recall that the World Health Organization had in a report said there was a spread of low-quality paracetamol in Nigeria's pharmaceutical market. And now in business, the federal government, through the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, has issued 13 new licenses for the generation of off-grid and embedded power, independent electricity distribution, as well as for the trading of electricity. In entertainment, Nigerian singer Cynthia Morgan has accused Nigerians of bullying the father of late singer Mohbad. And now in sports, Jose Mourinho has been sacked as Roma manager with a club ninth in Serie A.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump is expected to be back in court today in New York for a civil case in which he has already been found liable for sexually abusing and defaming the writer E. John Carroll. Tuesday's trial will address how much Trump should be forced to pay for separate remarks he made about Carroll in 2019 as president. Now she's seeking $10 million in damages. That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Fire has destroyed properties worth millions of naira in Apara Link Road, Obiakpo, River State. Residents of Romaholo, Obiakpo now live in fear as clash between youth and tricycle riders entered its second day. And on the foreign scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump is expected back in court for civil case. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening.